Hi.
And of course, one of my partners, Grim Graham, is here.
What, you mean I'm not the special guest? Because I'm never on this show.
Well, our guest today is the rising star chef for the VTuber community, JSizzlethegreat. Arigato gozaimashita, Goshojin-sama. Thank you very much for joining.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm having a wonderful time. The pre-show certainly was wonderful, just chatting with you about like random stuff to just get to know you. And thank you very much, Sneaking in Iguana, for the first time chat. And whose hair are you talking about? Are you talking about mine? Are you talking about Jay's? Arigato gozaimashita for the open-ended compliment. Thank you. So what made you decide to make your series, the VTuber inspired dishes?
Well, it actually, so what had happened was when I originally started the series, it was like I did random TikTokers instead of like VTubers. So then I randomly came across a VTuber. Her name was like Course. She was really cool, and I was like, you know what? I had such a good experience with her that I wanted to start an entire series just based on VTubers. You know, I haven't looked back since.
Oh, mine especially. Hello, Huff. Welcome. So the what was your very first dish that you made in the community?
Oh man, let's see. Technically, I mean, if you're going by like the course that she was the very first VTuber, like the very first meal I made for her was like steak with like a carrot salad and like a lemon slice. It was like very bare bones because I was like really afraid to show off my skills until like the second dish.
Thank you, Huff, for the drink something redeem. Always got to make sure to hydrate or dihydrate. Let's see. Ah, goodness. So, when you started the VTuber inspired dishes series, did you expect to become as popular as you did?
No, not at all. Honestly, I just thought I was gonna like be like a little like hide in the corners of the internet, just post for fun and just like that's it. That's all I was doing. Really, still do it to this day. Just post for fun. I was not expecting to blow up at all.
Well, everyone in the community absolutely loves what you do, and we can't wait to see what your next endeavor is as both the VTuber chef and just your career in general. um, so you say that you created this new event called the Cooking Challenge. What's that about?
So essentially, I just give like just random food challenges. Really, like it's like it's on top of like sometimes I'll use like a VTuber like inspired dish, and then I'll transform that into a food challenge. So it's like it's kind of a way for people to kind of interact with each other, like more VTubers at the same time, but also expand upon their cooking skills. Now, I would have just like really try to showcase like other people's creativity and try to like inspire that.
Oh, that is very sweet. I'm a bit of a cook myself. I and some of the stuff I've done is not very nice to look at, but I guess I could show it off. Well, this one is actually not too bad. Let's see. I made beef and ricotta ravioli, not ravioli, cannelloni with this one. And yeah, I didn't expect it to be as good as it was.
No, it definitely looks pretty good. I'll definitely eat it for sure. You definitely got to make me a plate.
Okay. Yeah, I just enjoy cooking because it's like a way to put your feelings into food. And as they say, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. although
Okay, boomer.
although I don't know how I got my two partners. That's for sure.
By being sweet as pie, that's how.
all I do is treat people how I would want to be treated. Now, this one isn't quite as good looking, but I tried making a banoffee pie. It actually tasted really nice, but like I used too much. Oh, hello, Zaru. Thank you very much for returning. I made a banoffee pie with a Tim Tam crust. But I didn't let the caramel caramelize enough, so it was actually quite hard to eat. And I used too much butter in the crust, so it didn't stay together for long. But not every meal, not everything you make is going to be a success. You've always got to factor in the failures.
Oh yeah, yeah. Who you telling? Who you telling? Oh man.
How many times have you screwed up a dish and you're like, okay, I need to work on this. I need to work on this again. Oh shit, I need to work on this.
But I feel like that happens. I like fail like every single dish. Like you guys see the final product, how good it looks. It's only because like my original intention for the dish versus how it came out are like two different things sometimes. I mean, I still go for the same effect. I just had to like go around a different approach about it. But yeah, no, I love the mistakes. I love mistakes so much in the kitchen when it comes to like food because it just like forces me to be more creative.
Yes,
Oh, wow, I'm very low poly.
the
I just had the opportunity to open up the stream. Holy shit, I'm low poly.
The best way to know that you're doing well when it comes to cooking is, well, you fail at least 3 times before you make the masterpiece. That's what my cooking teacher used to tell me.
I mean, cook teacher is definitely correct on that one for sure.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Like, I just got back into, like, baking because after a certain someone I know from my past, basically completely lambasted my first attempt at making a chocolate cake. I was so crushed by how much he was just putting me down that I was like, okay, I'm not gonna bake anymore. But I got back into baking after both Grim and Lulu basically said that it that man's not around anymore. That they won't give me such harsh criticism. Like, and like my and you saw one of my last attempts at baking, Jay. It was that chocolate cake that I made.
Oh yeah, that soggy cake looks so freaking good.
Like, even though it was just a packet mix, I pre-made sauces. I did add a little bit of my own little flair to it by adding chocolate ganache to the batter, and that made it really fudgy. So it was almost like a mud cake. And I was just like, oh my god, yes. The sad part, though, was that I never finished that cake, so it went stale in a week.
Oh
that
man,
stopped you? That wouldn't stop me.
yeah, that actually wouldn't stop me. I probably make it. I would have probably made it low key to like a tres leches.
Like, I'd eat that cake for sure. So what if it's all dry? It's sugar and carbs, I don't care.
Yes, yes, you are definitely correct about that one. Oh my gosh, yes, cake is cake.
Oh my god. Like,
Okay, quick question. Do you even bother to heat up leftovers? Because I don't even bother anymore.
I do.
Depends on what it is. Yeah, it just depends on.
I would eat wings straight out of the fridge.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely done that before too. It just depends on how early it is too. It was like 4 in the morning. I'm definitely just gonna not heat it up.
I have to actually, like, Oh, hello, Sarah the librarian. Arigato gozaimashita. Thank you very much for the first time chat. I hope you enjoy your time here at the estate. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I have to heat up my leftovers because of my sensitive stomach. If something isn't prepared correctly, I get very sick. If it's over expiry, I suffer 10 times worse. Oh, arigato gozaimashita, Autism Kindness Music. Thank you very much for following. Thank you very much for becoming a beloved estate guest. I hope you enjoy your stay here at the Hayami Estate. I won't go on my long spiel just to save Jay's ears. But yeah, my parents thought that I was just picky. No, I have an extremely sensitive stomach. As well as being hypersensitive to certain foods. Like, I hate crunchy foods, but I love crispy. That's why I don't eat my veggies. That's right, people. Shock horror. Stream Mum doesn't actually eat her veggies. I will only eat them if they're covered in cheese.
The humanity.
Oh, thank you very much, Nick. Yes, I am on the spectrum, and so is Grim.
Yep. And so still Sphere.
Yes,
it-
everyone.
And it's synergized in what I like to call clown-to-clown communication.
uh, let's just say that when all three of us are together, it's one hell of a trip.
No, I definitely got to see that for sure. The chaos.
But let's see. Let me just bring up that dish again that I had in the showcase. So, this one here, I mentioned before that it looked like ravioli alla orvo, but is that just a pie that you made?
It's actually a salmon Wellington.
I can't eat salmon. That looks so good, but I can't eat salmon.
Yeah, no, it's just like a like salmon Wellington, and then I forgot to buy like mashed potatoes or like buy potatoes in general, and
For fuck's sakes, ads.
well, what ended up like, oh, what's that? Oh, you get ads. Everyone get ads.
The only way that you can escape the ads is if you subscribe, dear. But
We live in a society.
Okay, yeah, no, I can just let me know. I can wait till the ads are done.
well, yeah.
Ad 3 of 9?
Yeah, he's going to be
Oh my god.
he's going to be trapped in
Hey, Elon, can you please buy Twitch, please? I need it run into the ground.
Oh my goodness, 3 of 9. You're wild. I'm so
This one's
sorry.
30 seconds long!
Rip.
Yeah.
You know, F in the chat, guys.
Grim is going to be a while.
Just continue.
Yes.
Alright.
He's going to be stuck in adpocalypse for a while, so let's just continue.
Oh man, all right. All right, so like I said, it's a salmon Wellington, and like I said, I forgot to buy potatoes, so I ended up using like mashed like squash and zucchini and like eggplant, and then I used the skin as a garnish. That's what you see on top. I just crisp it up, and then at the bottom is just like a lemon bechamel sauce.
Oh, that's absolutely lovely. Lemon bechamel. I usually just make cheese, like a cheesy bechamel sauce. Sort of has that consistency of aligot. Oh, that garlic cheese perfection. That stretches for days. Let's see. On to our next one. Oh, I think this is what you were talking about before, the steak dish? Or is this a different one?
Yeah. Whoa. One of many. One of many.
Oh, but
Oh man. Yeah, this one back some good old memories for sure. I had a lot going on in this one.
I would eat that in a heartbeat. My God.
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
You poor thing. You do know that I have the stream open in the Discord call, so you can have a look for yourself.
But then I won't be able to collect channel points and give you more views.
Well, thank you. But oh, did you use purple potato, or is that purple sweet potato for the for that I said right?
Yeah, it's purple potato. It's purple potato.
Oh, that is awesome. So
yeah, purple regular. I was gonna say like just purple regular and sweet potato.
Grim here is not a fan of potatoes.
Yeah.
What? The sacrilege.
Okay, I'm sorry, Angloid. I'm sorry that my Italian palate doesn't suit you.
What? Oh, wait. They have gnocchi. What do you mean?
See, gnocchi is good. Gnocchi's the shit. Mashed potatoes can suck a dick.
No, you're right. I mean, I'd take gnocchi over mashed potatoes.
Yeah, like, you have to admit, mashed potatoes, it feels like you have wet sand in your mouth.
I haven't had gnocchi before, so...
It's, oh my god, it's, how do I describe it? It's sort of like, you're the chef, how would you describe it?
Oh god. Here, pass the baton. All right, so let's see. Gnocchi?
Okay, well, you know what pasta's like, right?
Yes.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So imagine pasta, but instead of being thin noodles, it's thick and soft and creamy.
Kind of makes me think of my cream sauce pasta, to be honest.
No, not the sauce is creamy, the actual potato pasta itself.
So... What kind of, let's see, I see roasted carrot. What other things do you use in this dish?
Oh, all right. So besides like the 3 different kinds of potatoes, like underneath, you got to see underneath the potatoes. So it's like a mint jelly sauce.
Oh.
And then like in the back, you have like just regular tomato, basil, and like the balsamic glaze. And then that's like a leg of lamb steak. And then on top of it, I made my own like fried shallots.
Oh my god. That just sounds like a dream. You have to share the recipe with me so I can make it myself. You have to.
I definitely would try. I'm a grandma. I'm a grandma when it comes to those kind of things, because I'm like, I don't write down recipes. I just kind of just remember everything.
Yeah, you go by what you feel. Not by exact measurements. Me, I do things. When it comes to my Asian side of the family, I tend to cook with what I think is going to taste good, so how I feel. But then with like other recipes, I just go with the recipe. But then sometimes I'll add my own little flair to it, just so that it's like my own, you know?
I definitely understand that.
Oh, and like some of the stuff I've made, I tried making biscuits and gravy one time and it didn't go so well. That one, it was just very bland. The recipe gave me a very bland recipe, so I think that was just it. I'll have next time I make it.
To be fair, biscuits and gravy, it inherently sounds bland just because it sounds British.
Oh, it's a good old Southern dish. Oh man, yes. No, I grew up with biscuits and gravy. Oh my goodness, that is my jam.
So yeah, I'll have to try again to make it.
I'm so sorry you got a bland recipe. As a southern guy myself, it ain't supposed to be bland. It got flavor. Trust me.
Oh. Yeah, I would certainly be very happy to like know a different recipe for it, because oh my god, it was so bland. But then another one that I tried I think was Sloppy Joe's. That one wasn't too bad.
Man, definitely good one.
I once made lasagna, but I didn't know that you had to like pre-cook the lasagna sheets a little bit before actually cooking it. So let's just say we had to switch to pizza for dinner that night. Oh, my first attempt at pizza, that one was funny. I used a little too much yeast, so the fucking dough was so puffed up by the end of it.
So you made a deep dish?
No, it didn't like fill out the dish. It literally puffed up like a bread roll.
That sounds really appetizing, not gonna lie.
Yeah, that does sound really good. You make like a pizza ball.
Pizza bread.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
also
I really puffed up my zone.
I also made this one time Japanese castella cake, which is like I like to call it Japanese honey cake. Oh, that one was beautiful. Just oh my god, I have to make it again sometime, just so that just so I can show you all. Oh, that one was an absolute wonderful dessert. What other desserts did I? What other things did I make? I mean, everyone knows about my parmesan crusted garlic chicken with potatoes and bacon. That one's just like a simple dish that I make. I tried making cheeseburger bread rolls at one point. That didn't go so well. I didn't knead out the dough enough, so it was really sticky by the end of it, and it all just fell apart as I was filling the bread. So, and also the cheese I was using was slightly off, so I made myself very sick that day. I didn't know until it was too late. This is why you always check the expiry date, dears. Okay. Oh, this one looks... Oh, too tiny. There we go. Ooh. I love, like, everything on it. What's this one?
Oh man. Oh man. So funny story about this one. So like this is like pepper crusted leg of lamb. So I got the leg of lamb for like one of my other friend chefs. He just like showed up one day. He was like, "Here, have this free leg of lamb." It was a pretty big cut too, and I was like, "Do you know how much money this goes for?" He was like, "Yeah, I don't want it." And yeah, it was crazy, and he wanted me to make a dish out of it. So it was like a challenge from him.
No?
So it was yeah, it was
Oh,
so
hold on.
yeah, so
Hold on a moment. I just gotta knock on my door. I'll be right back. Grim, could you just continue for me while I go check this out?
all right. But yeah, no, this is absolutely a good dish. Like you have the green beans, like the bacon tomatoes, you have like the potatoes au gratin. You know, you have to like the fig preserve bechamel sauce to go with the lamb, you know, help cut out some of that gaminess. But yeah, no, definitely a good dish for sure. 10 out of 10.
Well, I just got the biggest surprise. Someone just gave me flowers.
Oh, did you get flowers?
Yes.
Like in real life?
Yeah.
Oh. You can thank Mama Lavi for that.
Oh my god. This is from you?
Yeah. No, it's from Mama Lavi.
Oh my god.
She sent them.
It's actually really cute.
This is so sweet. Sorry. It's usually pretty hard for me to be absolutely speechless, but oh my god.
She's taken aback.
No, I completely
Well, fun
understand.
fact, she was scared of my mom. It took a while for her to understand that my mom is gentle as a lamb.
No, I understand. Moms can be scary.
Yeah, especially if you have to deal with her family environment.
But that is very sweet of your mom.
Oh my god.
Are you crying?
Maybe. God, you. I'm going to fucking. Oh my god. Okay, I have to like continue this stream, otherwise.
All right. Well, how about I take over for a bit? So, Jay, so I don't think it was ever properly established. Are you a VTuber?
Oh, your little old me? Yeah, no, I am not a VTuber.
I see. So in that case, what was your exposure to the community?
Oh, yikes. Oh, man.
Where did
I
you
think
find the rabbit hole?
I would probably say definitely like Hollow Live, like Gura, like she was like the very first VTuber like ever. Because I saw all of her memes and I was like, "What's a VTuber?" I was just stumbled a little bit there, and then like I said, besides like her, it's mostly just like core. Since I like did my first VTuber dish on her, it was kind of like my real exposure to like watching VTuber live streams and all that. So I was like, "Oh, VTubers are really cool. Let me check out more."
All right. And do you have any particular favorites in the community?
Oh man, that's probably the hardest question out of all of them because I interact with just so many VTubers. Like, man, I have a couple. I guess like you could like there's some VTubers I watch specifically at 4 in the morning. Only one VTuber like Sivianka, like she's really chill, and like you have someone like my favorite like group VTubers like I talk to Bun a lot. Like she's Haruka Meshi. She's really nice. Like I talk to her way too much. I love talking to her. Then you have my boy Chuck, and then like he supports me like a lot. Like I talk to him all the time too. And then you have like Dova. He also supports me. He's kind of like helping me kind of get more like up there, push out there, especially with my like
Is there
cooking for
anyone where
onigiri
if
kind of
they were
goal
to like
and all
actually
that. And
reach
then
out to you, would you freak?
Elam, like she like, huh?
Like if like a really big VTuber that you follow a lot reach out to you, would you freak?
Yeah, 100%. Like
And
that's it.
what would it take? Who would it take?
Uh, like I said, onigiri, like 100%. Like I would die. I would die of embarrassment if she just saw me and like just like reached out.
See.
So hello, thank you very much, Lady J Oberon, for the first time chat. The teal hoodie guy is Grim, one of my partners, and also gonna be a co-host of the Hayami Estate as time goes on. Sorry for like...
You know, I'll be filling in for Stillspear every now and then. Also, I have no skin.
Thank you for like sorry about just going off there. That I've never gotten flowers before, so this was something that that really got me.
As my brother said, the best kind of gift they can give a woman is one that will make her cry.
Oh my god. Okay.
I see. Take a note.
Oopsie. Let's just... There we go. Now, what's this one? I see fish.
Oh man. Yeah, that one's also pretty cool. I enjoyed that. I was literally like in a hotel during the time I was making this.
Oh.
So yeah, these ones are like red, like kind of like beet potatoes. You know, like sweet potato. You know, asparagus. You have like the glazed salmon. Then you have like this like tomato, onion. Like I just sauteed them real quick, put them on top, and then I use like the fish skin as a garnish.
Oh. That's
Yeah, very nice.
simple yet you make it look so elegant.
Thank you. I try my best.
Which VTuber was this one for? Or was it a VTuber group?
It was a couple of so yeah, there's a couple of VTubers. It wasn't a VTuber group this time, but yeah, I kind of like switch off between like VTubers and like VTuber groups.
Ah.
So yeah, you got a couple of them. Yeah, like I call it Azu. You got her. You got Pop Roxy. You got Miku Mona. You got Will, and you have like another like British VTuber. You got like I call her Hana because that's way easier to pronounce. I am terrible with VTuber names at all. Like I'm terrible.
Yes, everyone seems to think that my Japanese is good, but I'm still learning. I mean, hell, I'm Thai. I'm Thai Australian. I'm not Japanese. It's just in my lore. Let's see. What have we here? Ooh. Is that a crab cake?
Is that a crab cake?
Like, it looks like some sort of like fish cake, and I love
Oh,
fish
okay.
cakes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was first it was still the sandwich screen. I was like, what? Where's the crab cake? Okay, this is a jalapeno popper croquette.
Oh, another thing I can't eat. I can't eat like anything chilies. I can't eat chilies or anything related to chilies.
Which is very, very sad.
I am a
Again, it limits my options when I have to cook for you.
I am a pathetic Asian.
It's yeah, no, it's hey, look, I understand. Hey, never stop anyone and never stop anyone. Maybe you sever your stomach.
Yeah, it causes a very adverse reaction that no one wants. But the thing is that I can tolerate chili if it's in things like sweet chili sauce. So, I'm a very odd person. Sweet chili sauce, I absolutely love it, especially when you mix in like Manuka honey. Oh, that reminds me of like this time the times I make freaking honey mustard chicken. People wonder what my secret is to my honey mustard chicken, and I'm just like, it's just a third of a tablespoon, 1/3 tablespoon of vinegar. That's it. I'm like Muriel from Courage. Just add vinegar, dear. I put it in.
Actually,
I put it in all of my dishes.
actually that is pretty cool.
But like, one of my favorite things when it comes to food. Oh, hey Takeo, thank you very much for returning. Yep, this is it was a jalapeno popper croquette, and what's on top of it?
It was like a quick like a gochujang like Korean barbecue like steak.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
And at the bottom.
I'm foregoing my stomach issues and just going fuck it. Look, give me good meat in my mouth and I will eat it.
Oh man. Ooh. But yeah, then at the bottom is just like spinach and then a hollandaise sauce.
Oh my god, I tried making hollandaise at one point and I kept splitting the sauce, so I'm like, fuck it, I will just buy it.
Yeah, it's definitely a wild sauce. Like it takes some time definitely to like master it after a while, especially depending on how you do it. Because I know I was taught like the traditional way, which is like the double boil method, and then I also was taught how to cook it just straight. in a pot over the stove.
Mm.
Which, yeah, it's a little bit more. It's a lot more difficult. Easier to scramble that way.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, try not to split, try not to fuck! Oh my god. But yeah, whenever I use, like, anything with mustard, I don't just go for, like, normal mustard. I always use Dijon. It's so good. I don't care that Dijon mustard is, like, expensive. Like, for a tiny little bottle, I think it's like $6. Australian. And so it's just like, but it has like a sort of sweet tartness to it that really just elevates a dish. And then when you add it to mayonnaise, it's really nice.
Yeah, definitely for sure. I definitely like the country style Dijon.
Ah, yes. If you get it straight from the town of Dijon, then oh man, that can go for $20 a bottle, but worth it.
I forgot there was a place.
That's where it originated from. The French town of Dijon.
I forgot all about that, actually.
But oh, what else? What else? And there's my honey mustard chicken. I am going to try my hand at making like teriyaki steak, because I went to this teppanyaki place and tried theirs. It was so bland. And the steak was just fatty. Really fatty. So I'm just like, I could make this better myself. I'm definitely going to like make sure to show you when I make that teriyaki steak dish.
Yes, please do, please do.
if any of my other dishes are anything to go by, you seem excited every time I cook something.
Yeah, no, I definitely like your food for sure.
Mm. And
Especially all the recipes, but
yeah, I just put whatever recipes that I have in my recipe book, and it's so good to know that like some people use them. I really should start putting recipes in that recipe in my recipe book channel on your thing. I've just been so damn busy. Okay. What is next on our little... Oh, this one seems to be the last one. It looks like a little hand pie with ratatouille.
oh yeah, good old Ratatouille. Yeah, this was actually like my first hand at Ratatouille.
Oh, it looks beautiful. Although,
Yeah, good.
although the tomato looks a little undercooked for my taste, but that's just me.
Yeah, it was kind of weird because, like I said, I don't really have like an actual oven. I do everything in like a toaster oven.
Yeah, I had to like replace my oven a few months back because it was starting to make this really weird noise. So now I have this really good oven that actually like does air frying. It bakes. It fries. It does almost everything. If you guys want to help out Jay here, if he ever opens up a throne, you just go and flood his throne and get
Oh my
him.
god! Will no one take out this fucking sniper?
He's
Sorry,
he's playing a game while also doing this stream.
Yeah, I may or may not have had some very intense moments while we were doing this interview.
It's okay. Now, what was I saying? I was saying something, but now my brain's just gone.
Oh, you were talking about the whole like throne and
Ah, yes.
all that.
You know what throne is, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you
It's a
if
place
you
where people buy you dildos.
if you ever
Oh
if,
my god.
if you ever do open up a throne, I can give you a invite code so you don't have to be on the wait list.
On the what? You might cut out.
On the wait list?
Mm.
Cause yeah, I've got like 3 invite codes. And yeah, if you guys want to help Jay get like a new little like small oven so that he can really take off on his cooking career, then but that's only if he ever does open up a throne.
Ironically, I do have one. I just don't really use it as often.
Oh, plug it. Because then that way, that those of you who do want to like support you, can help you out in some way. So what's in the pie?
So it's more of like a play on like Duxelle, which is like, just you know how it is for like it's just like that mushroom layer.
Oh,
I did that and just add a little bit like heavy cream to it and then stuffed it in a puff pastry.
ooh, and that sauce, is that like a basil's kind of sauce there, or?
Yeah, it's a basil pesto sauce.
It seems Stream Mum does know a little bit of her stuff. It looks so good. But out of all the dishes you've made, what has been your favorite so far?
Honestly, like I usually put that in like 2 categories. So like my favorite dessert so far was definitely that I would probably say definitely that Nita challenge dish for sure.
Hmm.
Because I usually don't like chocolate cake as often, but like I eat all of it. And then for like savory, I think it was like it's not the ones that you showed, but it was definitely like one that was like a rack of lamb and it had like all the different colors of like carrots and stuff in it.
Ooh.
It's back when I did, yeah, I did like part 15. It was like way back. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I like that one for sure.
Let's see. Oh, I forgot to ask you for your for like your TikTok and that, so that I could put it in the chat in case anyone has yet to follow you on TikTok. But yes, most of the stuff that you see with Jay's work is either seen on TikTok or on Twitter. He does have a Twitch channel, but I don't think he's done anything with it just yet. Still setting up.
Yeah, for sure. I was saving up for a new laptop because my laptop runs like an old man.
Yeah.
So.
That's perfectly understandable. Oh my goodness. All this talk about food is just making me hungry. God. I've just what do you have what cooking plans do you have for Christmas? Since it's the that time of year?
Well, I don't think I would be really I'll be going over a friend's house helping him cook for him and his friends. Like we're making like a huge like prime rib and all that.
Ooh, that sounds
He's
nice.
he's actually the same person that gave me the leg of lamb. So.
just random lamb. What?
that was my exact reaction. He was like, "Here." I was like, "You know how expensive this cut is? Like for the huge amount he gave me." Like he's like, "Yeah," and it cost him like over like almost like $150, like $200. He just gave it to me.
Well, that's how you know you got good friends. They just give you random meat. Although I think like one of the sweetest things a person can do is just when you're sick in bed and you can't move, they just make you your favorite comfort foods, and come over and go, here you go, bitch. Just stay in bed. Just stay in bed and get better. No one wants you dead.
Actually, I'd be kind of scared if any of my roommates try to make me my comfort food, because like my go-to comfort food is risotto, and I'll be like really nervous.
Oh my god. Last time I tried to make risotto, I didn't do too badly actually. It was just it needed a little bit more stock, which I'd run out of. But everything else was fine. I made a chicken saffron risotto with a teensy bit of pumpkin in it.
Ooh, that sounds good.
I love pumpkin risotto. Back when Sizzlers was around here in Australia, I was obsessed with it when they had it on their menu. They no longer have Sizzlers here in Australia because, well, all-you-can-eat buffets are no longer really a thing.
Why not?
It's just too expensive for what you really get. So, yeah, that whole trend died out. I think the only all-you-can-eat place that I know of is the all-you-can-eat Pizza Hut in Browns Plains.
There's an all-you-can-eat Pizza Hut? I didn't even know those existed.
Yeah, it's the only one in Queensland that I know of.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
The only all-you-can-eat pizza place I knew was like CC's.
Yeah, you pay $20 and it's all-you-can-eat pizza and sides at this restaurant. I hope that it stays because I do want to try it out at some point. Because $20 for all-you-can-eat pizza, hell yeah.
Sneak a to-go container.
You just like bring in a suitcase. What's that for? Nothing.
Yeah, just get the Ziploc bags, a purse. You got it.
My second hand at pizza didn't do too badly. But that was only because I used a pre-made base. I was too afraid to make it myself. But let's see. Any tips for anyone wanting to like try their hand at like cooking outside of their comfort zone?
I would definitely say for sure. What I usually do with like cooking like way out my comfort zone is either if you have a friend, like definitely ask a friend if they like know that particular recipe, or like especially if they're like from a particular area that like specializes in it. If you don't have that kind of friend, then I recommend buying like if they have like a box mix of it, I would definitely start out with that so you kind of get like a feel of it a little bit, and then like add your own things to it so you kind of understand like the base flavor, and then progressively just keep practicing like, and then the second time you just keep on like slowly but surely like making it from scratch. So like say, oh, I added from this box mix, I'm not gonna do the box mix anymore, I'm gonna find this basic recipe. All right, I'm gonna use this basic recipe and then I understand how to cook it, and then next I'm gonna add like new flavors to it, and you just keep on expanding it and kind of like finding new ways to like boost your palate.
Yes, it's always about starting off with the basics, and then just work from there until it's all your own. I make my mother's chicken and coconut soup all the time whenever I really need just something to feel better about. And like usually she adds button mushrooms to it. I don't. There's my thing to it. It's just coconut milk, coconut cream, chicken seasoning, a little bit of fish sauce. What else? Of course the chicken. Oh, and chili bean paste in soya bean oil. But I only use about 1/3 of a cup of that, so that I don't taste the chili. And then it's just a little pinch of sugar just to bring up the sweet profile a bit. and there's my own special version of my mother's chicken and coconut soup.
Ooh, that does sound really good. Oh my goodness, you're making me hungry.
I try my best not to make people hungry, but oh well. What else is there? Do you have any further questions, Grim?
All right. What was, to your earliest memory, the first thing you ever tried to cook?
Oh yeah, no, I remember this. Like, it was back in what was it? Let's see. Oh yeah, I was 8 years old back in 2007. I remember this. I made pancakes.
Oh,
Very first time.
pancakes are always good.
It was pancakes with the little chocolate chips in it.
Chocolate chip pancakes. Oh my god, that's adorable.
Yeah,
And is
no, I
that
remember.
when you found your calling?
Yes, but my calling was more. It's okay. So here, I'll give you guys this funny story about how I actually got into like wanting to be a chef. So I originally actually wanted to be a house husband because I saw my mom cook all the time for us. So I was like, oh my gosh, I want to be just like my mom. I want to be able to like cook food at home for all the people I love. So that's what ended up happening. And then someone's like, no, that's an actual job. It's called being a chef. Like, that's the people who you call that cook. I was like, oh, I thought it was called a house husband. So then I was like, let me be a chef. And then I just like pursued it ever since I was like 8 or 9.
Oh, that is so adorable. Oh.
Do I still have all the skills? Absolutely. Actually, I picked back up the random like house husbandry like skills when I was like 13 because I was like, you know what? I still gotta learn this anyway. So like now I just know how to like cook and clean and sew and crochet, and then I know like about like make
I think an
makeup.
anime you'd love is Way of the House Husband.
You cut out.
I said that an anime that you would love, Jay, is Way of the House Husband.
I saw like actually I saw the first episode of that like yesterday because a lot of people kept talking about it. Especially my friends. They were like, yo, you should watch it. And I was like, okay.
Speaking of favorite anime.
Definitely like XXX Holic. It's very like it's not as mainstream, but I definitely like that one. That's my favorite.
That one is a very old one. Oh my goodness. That anime was first out when I was still very young. Wow. I didn't even think that that you would know such an anime. Oh.
Yeah, no, he's my favorite one.
If
I
you
absolutely love it.
If you like XXX Holic, maybe Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles would be up your alley.
Oh yeah, no, actually I see that too.
Oh yes. And all it is basically just a reimagining of all of the Clamp anime characters. So you got Chobits, you have Nana, XXX Holic, Cardcaptor Sakura, all of that. It's all reimagined in the anime, but it's very gritty. A lot of the places you go to are almost post-apocalyptic. It's just like, holy shit.
I'd have to say for mine, it's got to be Psychopaths.
Ooh, yes, that's definitely a good one. I'm actually, don't spoil too much for me because I'm still like I just started too.
Oh,
it's so good. All I'll say is I have yet to find another anime that quotes philosophers, like classical philosophers.
Well, my favorite anime would have to be Fruits Basket. I'm a big fan of like rom-coms, but Fruits Basket.
Actually, well, funny story. Well, sorry, may I?
Go on.
The other day when I was going Christmas shopping, I was in a bookstore and I found the manga section, and two hilarious things happened. One, my mom looked at that stuff, and she's like, they open up backwards. And I immediately burst out laughing. Just because Mom is old. Mom Levy is old and doesn't understand weeaboo shit. But then, I noticed one of them was... what was it called? What was the title? It was something very hilariously relatable to you. You remember?
I would have no idea what you're talking about here, honey.
Hold on. All right. Time to, in the middle of playing Dark Tide with one hand, I will look up my images with the other hand. Yes. Thankfully, it's only tier 2, and even then, it's pretty tame.
But yeah,
for fuck's sake.
My favorite like rom-com anime is Fruits Basket. Always will love that anime. And then when I read the manga, like this is the only manga that has ever made me cry for 6 hours.
Oh yeah, Love is Hard for Otakao, or Otaku, I think it is.
Oh, Otaku.
And it was yaoi, to which I said, yes, you would absolutely love this.
Of course. just because I get to be able to see that with you and Lulu. Being in a polyamorous relationship is certainly very fun.
I actually have to ask, have you had any experience of that kind whatsoever?
Jay?
No, sorry. I like blinked out. I was like, wait, what kind of question? My brain was like, wait, rephrase the question, but I didn't say it. I just like thought of it.
Have you ever had any, even if it's like anecdotal experience with poly relationships?
Honestly, I never really like seen one in person. Really, I mean, I've seen like a couple of people like online, but I never actually like seen it in person.
know of at least 2 other poly couples in the VTuber community.
I know
Believe it or not.
I know that Riadol is poly, and so is Mrs. Mummy.
Yeah, my friend Else and Arana, they're both in polyamorous relationships.
Oh, hey, Alfred.
I don't know, but I feel like it might be becoming kind of a trend. Not really.
It's just mainly that people are being more open now that like the LGBT is being seen as less of a threat. Because you know.
Yeah. Plus, let's face it, you get someone else to share rent.
That's one way of putting it.
Like one more person to share rent, and especially since my sister recently, like last year, gave birth, so I'm an Uncle V now, and her experience is 70% of your time is going to be dedicated to this kid.
Mm-hmm.
So why wouldn't you want someone else to help raise a kid?
As they say, it takes a village to raise a child.
Exactly.
I was thinking the same thing.
That said, it's not easy. I think Felicia can also attest to the difficulties of a poly relationship if, like, it's not the right people.
Yeah, sometimes you can end up hurting people a lot if you just spring it on them, and it.
Mm.
But I've learned from that, and I've grown. I mean,
yep.
It's been a crazy year. For all of us. I mean, you've blown up in the VTuber community, Jay.
Barely. Oh, I thought you were talking about me. Never mind. He probably has.
Oh, well, I mean, he literally went up to like 2,000 followers in a month.
Damn. All right.
Yeah.
You could make this a career, dude.
Wild. It's a wild experience.
Mm. And then,
if you can get 2,000 a month, yeah, I would say you can definitely make a career of this. Hell, you know what you could do? I think you can audition for Holo Stars.
Yeah, I mean, Hollow Stars is bringing out auditions since I think they kicked out one of their members.
Wait, they did?
Yeah, I think they did actually.
When?
I heard news about it. I think it was Noctix or like it was the I heard news about the white-haired one, just being in trouble with the company. As you can see, I keep up with all the latest drama.
What is Hollow Star?
Hollow Stars is Hollow Live's male division.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, I didn't even know it existed.
Neither did I for the longest time. But yeah, and they already have Gen 1 of EN, and all I can say is it's very hilarious in a way that Hololive can be. It's like, there's something about the bro touch, like, especially with how immature they can be.
I don't think I'll be joining any VTuber agencies or groups. I'm just not very, very good with people I don't know. And and with my health, I don't think I'd be able to keep up with the scheduling. I mean,
okay, Iron Mouse is bedridden constantly. We were talking about this, Felicity. We've been talking about this so many times. You can make it. I believe in you.
Still,
yeah, you definitely put your mind.
I just think I'm better off as an indie VTuber.
I think you can make it.
Because anyways, with the agencies, you end up not being able to use the model that you had before. And I don't want to do that.
Well, okay, if it's Hololive, then yes.
I'd much rather keep my face, thank you.
And again, there are agencies that allow that.
Now, with your Twitch channel, Jay, were you planning on having VTubers pop into your stream and cook with you with that?
Actually, yeah. When I eventually do get that set up one of these days, yeah, pretty much it. Just like have like VTubers kind of like be there with me, because yeah, I feel like watching just a cooking stream was kind of like boring, but I also kind of like want to be able to like cook and talk to people at the same time. So it kind of be like a nice interaction, but at the same time, I can also teach them how to cook.
Oh, wow.
That sounds like a good idea. Is it just cooking is what this channel is used for?
Yep, just cooking.
I don't think he's going to be playing any horror games anytime soon. What is your favorite genre of games?
That's a good question. You can do like between like JRPGs or like strategy games, like Civilization.
Yes, I love JRPGs. My favorite would have to be Final Fantasy X.
Ooh, that's a solid one, man.
Oh, that game was my childhood, as well as Kingdom Hearts. Oh, what Nomura is doing to Kingdom Hearts 4. Just because of the fact that he was so pissed off that he couldn't make the Final Fantasy 13 verses. He's turning Kingdom Hearts into 13 verses.
I will never understand Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, it's
well, anyways, what's happened with Kingdom Hearts is what happened. I'm just a fan, mainly because of the fact that, well, Riku is fucking hot.
Oh, the Yaoi fan.
Oh,
but I just don't understand. Like, it feels so. Like, what is the elevator pitch of Kingdom Hearts?
The darkness. Well, that was the Darkseeker saga. Don't know what's.
No, like the elevator pitch. Like, how would you pitch this to a company?
Disney meets Final Fantasy.
So there's this giant key.
I don't know. It just feels so strange to have like some sort of Final Fantasy-esque anime character like being tagging along with like Goofy and Donald. It like just something
Oh boy!
about it that just. You know what it is? I think it's the same reason why I have a problem with Fortnite. It's because it's become so much of a how many brands can we fit in this thing?
True. Yeah, no, I definitely see that. Like Maria was just talking about like the My Hero one, and I was like, what?
Yeah, I know. And a few weeks ago, I was talking this with someone who didn't understand the idea that, like, doing promotional events every now and then is okay, especially if it fits the theme. But with Fortnite, it's become a billboard. It's become an interactive billboard for advertisement.
I mean, Dragon Ball Z one was pretty cool though. I'm not gonna lie. You know, Goku with like an AK. Just the thought
Dragon
of
Ball
it.
is something I definitely was too late in getting into.
Yeah, Dragon Ball was pretty cool. I mean, it was like Super and all that.
Is there any anime that like you tried to get into, but it was just so just too thick to penetrate?
Right now, that's like me with One Piece.
Yeah, I like shonen is something I have a really hard time getting into just because they're so fucking long. And I'm not a big fan of a lot of the tropes, like a battle that goes on for 3 episodes. And that's why I like JoJo.
Oh yes, good old JoJo.
I
We're gonna drag her kicking and screaming, don't worry. She'll embrace JoJo's Bizarre Adventure at some point.
I'm surprised she doesn't like it, especially because she's like into yaoi and stuff.
Oh, it's incredibly, and that's what surprised me. It's like, are you kidding me? This is like one of the most gay anime ever.
I mean, that's like saying she doesn't like free or anything.
actually I don't
But-
like free.
Yeah, I've come to learn that she has some very peculiar tastes, and it's not always what you think it's gonna be.
Like I said, I was just more like surprised that like she knew what like XXX Holic was. Not a lot of people know what that is.
Yeah,
That's
I
my
mean,
Back for the day.
Felicity is a bit of a boomer, though.
Just because I'm 30, shut up.
Hey, you're MILF territory. Never forget that. You're MILF.
And yet you
Yeah.
and yet you and Lulu want to be with someone like me. It's pretty odd. I'm just a hermit
Anyway.
that lives in an apartment with 2 cats.
Okay, I live in my parents' basement. So, I have to ask, since we now know your favorite anime, what is one anime that you've watched but you absolutely hate?
Man, let's see. Man. Oh. Yeah, I remember that. Handshakers.
Which one?
It's called like Handshakers. It's not like a very popular one or anything. Came out like dang.
What's the premise?
Oh my gosh, how do I even describe Handshakers? It's like this weird like these people battle each other, but like there's like this one like main protagonist, he can't like let go of this girl's hand unless she like I think die or something like that. It's crazy. They like battle like it's like various battles. They like battle other teams and stuff like that. It was like I don't know. I just didn't like it.
So, a shonen, but you can't let go of your girlfriend's hand ever.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound too bad. Like, what made it bad for you?
Honestly, I mean, besides the animation, I was like, oof. And it looks like it looks. If you ever see it, it just looks so like poorly budgeted, and I'm just like, why? But it's just really the story. It just didn't really stick out to me. Like it just seemed like
Felt
generic.
too generic.
Like generic. Like I'm talking like you thought you see generic before, and it's just like what a little past that.
But there's nothing that like stands out as I feel like I wasted my time watching this.
Hmm.
Or is that really something that you wish you had your time back?
I wish I had my time back.
For me,
No,
it would have to be what was it called? Black Butler. That was my regret anime.
well, it depends what season.
First season.
Just all
Why
of it.
does
Dang.
it get better?
I mean, I like the first season, just not the others.
Alright, so here is my rule when it comes to broody protagonists, and that is, if they can't kick ass on their own, they're just little shits and I don't care. Like, Goblin Slayer, he's cool. Guts, he's cool. Whatever the name that kid is, who I can't even remember, it's like, dude, fight your own battles. It's just my problem. But I also understand that it's an anime mainly targeted for women.
Yeah, 100% true. I was way too young to understand.
Like, there's only one person I ever met in real life who had like basically like had a Black Butler sticker on her backpack or on her laptop, I think. And she was like you could tell she was very much an otaku. So it's a funny thing.
So, have you guys seen like the Monogatari series?
Monogatari. Oh,
Or
you
like
mean like
Monogatari,
Bake
like,
Monogatari and
Yeah.
Nise Monogatari? No, I haven't. I've only really seen bits and pieces on the internet, like how like the main character of Bake Monogatari is an ex-vampire, that sort of thing.
Yeah, no, it's definitely like I honestly I was that's also like my second favorite after like no, I say it's probably one of my top three. My second favorite is after that. It's like Requiem of the Darkness, which is also like an older anime too. But yeah, no,
What
definitely.
would you say was your first anime?
Mm, uh, man, I guess my it'd probably be like the traditional like Dragon Ball Z Naruto type stuff. Unless you count like
I was about to say Pokemon doesn't count because Pokemon's way too popular.
yeah, but if it's like other than like the main popular ones, it was definitely like for sure Soul Eater.
I think my first experience of Japanese animation was when I was really young and we rented Spirited Away.
Oh man, I keep forgetting about that. I forgot. Yeah, Spirited Away. No, yeah, I have like a lot of Studio Ghibli movies. I collect them.
Mm.
Yeah, good times. Spirited Away is one of my favorites. Like, I watched it every year. Actually, I'm coming up because I usually watch it every Christmas.
Oh, yeah. I've been put in charge of the Christmas cooking this year, so I'm just going to go with a classic roast chicken.
Hey, you tell me you're in charge of cooking. That sounds nice. Sounds like you can show off your skills.
Yeah, because of the fact that I'm the better cook out of the siblings.
Yeah, definitely take some pictures.
Mm.
But I don't think I ever got a clear answer to this when I asked. Like, you're doing cooking content on your channel, but do you ever think you'd branch out into any other direction? Like doing podcasty stuff like this, maybe food podcasts with other chefs? Or maybe doing video game content every now and then?
I can definitely you said did I ever like think I would branch out? Let's see. I mean, I definitely would like. I mean, I like doing stuff like this too. Like, this is definitely like a nice change of pace. Like, when I originally started, I never thought I would branch out from just making simple food videos, little like 1 minute TikTok videos.
Well, it's always nice to just have a chat with someone, and it is absolutely wonderful having you here, Jay. Just someone with so much experience in food. It's it's absolutely fuck. My English does not want to work at the moment.
I don't have enough people words to make it understand you the way it understands me.
uh, pretty
A
much.
classic of Canadian television.
But I mean, when I started VTubing, I never thought I'd get as big as I did. I mean, I'm nearly at 5,000 followers on Twitter myself, and I'm at 4,500 on Twitter right now, and I'm just like, my god, all I do is act like everybody's mum. And
Well, just the internet.
oh well, but I've made a lot of good friends, met a lot of awesome people, and I'm coming out of my shell a little bit when it comes to talking to people. I still have to get over my whole fear of talking to larger VTubers, because I feel like I'm being it's not about numbers, it's just me being annoying. I don't want to seem like I'm being annoying to anyone by just going, hey, so you want to hang out a bit?
Yeah, I actually had to approach her first. Back then, I was just looking for a collab partner. I know I'd find my soulmate.
Soulmate seems like a bit of an exaggeration, honey.
All right, half soulmate because still spares the other half.
I don't even think I deserve that title, to be completely honest.
You don't think you deserve anything?
Of course. Oh, hello, TY Plays. Thank you very much for joining. Just having a lovely chat with Jay, and it's been absolutely wonderful.
Actually, is there any chat questions?
Ah,
Does
yes.
chat have any questions?
Yes. Does anyone in chat have any questions for Jay? We'll give it a bit.
Yes, give me all of your sun so I can photosynthesize.
Well, also, do you have any questions for us? Because I know that we never really explained what I am to you before stream.
Well, according to the Irish folklore, Nuckalavi
And Scottish.
are demons that come out of the ocean to hunt down people of ill faith at crossroads and chase them down relentlessly to eat their souls, but cannot cross a body of fresh water because it hurts their skin. Well, hurts their non-skin.
The sinew.
Oh,
That's the folklore behind it. But apparently, according to Grimm, that's all hearsay.
I mean, I just absorb the life force of crops. But that's also why my parents have an apple orchard.
Yes. One thing that I do hope is that we can get married at that apple orchard. That would be a bit of a romantic thing, to be honest.
Yes. Only if we can, like, skeet shoot the bouquet. Make it a literal shotgun wedding.
No, I don't want to do that. You know how I feel about guns.
I mean, you don't have to.
God.
But that's the thing, it's for the audience to do.
Besides, I wasn't really going to throw the bouquet. But one thing I'm definitely going to be doing is try my hand at making my own wedding cake.
ooh.
Because at least then I have a bit more control over what the cake actually is. Because I am not going to go with the traditional angel's food cake for my wedding cake. Ugh.
What are you going for then?
Well, since it's a 3-layered cake, I'm going with a chocolate mud cake for the base, and then caramel marble cake for the middle tier, and then for the top tier, I am tossing up between a sachet torte or baumkuchen.
Ooh. That does sound really good. Oh my goodness.
Actually,
and
here's another question for you, Jay.
Hmm?
What was your biggest cooking disaster?
Oh man. Just like ever?
Like,
Oh.
what would you rank, like, and let's just put in a few different categories to make it easier to sort out. So, worst, like, outcome in terms of, like, quality of food, but also worst mess.
So, worst cleanup, worst quality, and worst to look at.
Honestly, I'd probably say like worst to look at it was like if we're talking about just in general, we're talking like the whole VTuber dishes thing.
In general.
Okay, so okay, can you repeat this? So like worst to look at, worst clean up, and then what else?
Worst quality. So like the worst to eat.
The worst to eat. Okay. So let's see. I was during a when I was like 17, I was doing a culinary competition with like my team for my school, and we had made like steak, and he had overcooked the steak, and we had tried it. It was the worst thing ever. And I remember I was like, okay, maybe I could try to like give me like a second piece of steak. So I did, and then I accidentally left it on too long, and it turned more or less into like really well done. Like you could throw it at somebody, and that was like a weapon.
So it was congratulations, is what you're saying.
Yeah. It was it's very I was not really good back then at all.
So that was all three. Oh goodness.
Oh yeah, it was absolutely. I mean, the mess, it wasn't that bad of a mess though. I think the biggest mess I've ever made actually was when I used to work for like a British pub, because the guy, one of my like old restaurant owner, he came down and came to America, and he was like, hey, I'm gonna open this British pub. So I came in, and I was like the last dish of the night, and I accidentally hit the cutting board as I was like putting the dishes away, and I like sliced my thumb.
Oh.
And yeah, so like apparently I needed stitches that day, but I didn't get stitches because the little place, that little clinic that does it, was closed because they closed at 5 p.m. for some reason. And it was wild. And the dishwasher came in. He was like, oh my god. I was like, what happened? He looked at. He's like, look. And I looked at my thumb. It was just red everywhere. And I was like, oh, my bad.
Just casually.
I had so much adrenaline. And good thing for me is that I was putting the cutting board away, so like it didn't get on any of like the food or near the food or anything. It was just actually just at the dishwashing station. Thank God.
Oh god, that must.
But like, has there never been any kind of like explosion in a blender or something like that, or like, that one picture of like the pizza in the oven that looks like a mushroom cloud because no one put a pan under it?
Oh boy.
Oh, let's see. I think the only other
absolutely disastrous.
Let's see. Oh, okay. So, I mean, the only thing close to that was when I was like sautéing. Like, I put wine in the pan. And you know how it catches on fire, just like because the pan slices the pan on fire. Well, your boy was clumsy, and he dropped the entire thing of wine because it was a little carton. He dropped the entire thing of wine, and it just, the fire for that thing was enormous. You thought I would have like burned down the entire kitchen,
Oh boy.
and it just settled because we had the little. Thank God we had the like little fan on
Hmm.
for the stove, so like it just got into that, so it like blew up the kitchen or anything. It was definitely yeah, it was scary.
There is something else I'm curious about. Earlier in the summer, I went to Italy, and something came up in conversation with my family. And apparently, this is true, but I want your opinion as someone who works in this industry. Is it true that, like, uh, in order to like run a restaurant, you kind of have to have a few screws loose?
Absolutely, you got to be the most unhinged individual to run a restaurant.
Mm-hmm. I mean, why do you
Thank
think
you.
Gordon Ramsay is so popular? You fucking muppet! Some
Yeah,
of the most
yeah.
creative insults I've ever heard come out of that man's mouth. Oh, that reminds me. That actually makes me think. Who's your favorite celebrity chef?
Wolfgang Puck.
Oh, Puck. What does he specialize in?
He's like, I don't know how to even describe it. Like I only known him because like all the different risottos he makes.
Yeah.
Because he made like this like apple risotto. It was really cool, and I think he also cooks for like the Emmys and stuff. And he made like this fish puff pastry dish. So, like the puff pastry is shaped as a fish, with like fish inside of it.
Ooh,
It's really cool.
that sounds good.
But yeah, I absolutely love him.
But what else? Yeah, so Gordon Ramsay is definitely my top favorite, but then
Can you think of any other like cooking abominations?
oh yes, cursed cooking essentially.
I feel like everything I do is cursed. Low
So,
key.
in that case, is there anything you've ever made that you've been like amazingly proud of? Like you made and you said, "This is good." Like this is, I probably won't replicate this ever again.
You know what? I feel like low key. That's definitely like that Nina challenge dessert because of the taboki, the little rice cake thing.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, no,
For
that
me,
was.
it would have to be. Sorry, continue.
Oh no, I was just gonna say just because like that taboki is really hard to find too.
I mean, you can make it yourself because tteokbokki is just rice cake.
For me, it would have to be like my grilled cheese because I don't cook a lot, but when it comes to grilled cheese, I take it seriously. And I've developed a very specific system of how to add. Like, do you want a recipe? I can give you a recipe.
I guess that dish. Oh, it was so long ago. I can't even remember. There are so many dishes that I feel I can never make again. Oh, my mother's palo. That's one that I can never really make. Oh, thank you, Chicky. Thank you.
If you, like I said, if you want that, if you want a good grilled cheese recipe, I could give you a few. Probably the weirdest thing I've ever had or ever had the idea to cook was grilled cheese with score bits.
With what bits?
You said orbits?
Score, SKOR.
Oh, you said orbits. I was like, not that candy. Oh my god.
Not the.
But it is candy. It's caramel
Oh my
or
god.
caramel. Here's the thing. It sounds cursed, but I have begun to realize something, and that is, like, there are times where cheese works really well with sweetness. Plus, the way the caramel melts in with the cheese.
You just gotta find the right things to actually put with it. I mean, I found out that certain cheeses pair really well with, like, raspberry jam. And I'm just like, yes.
Yeah, and the other, like, other kind of grilled cheese I take really seriously, it's provolone, prosciutto, spinach, and chili flakes. And
Ooh.
there's like a very oh, and sometimes depending on the brand, a good balsamic vinegar actually works. And I have been
Ooh.
suggested using maple balsamic. I haven't tried that yet.
As Gordon Ramsay would say, balsamic reduction is the sign of an incompetent chef. So, the only times I will ever use a balsamic reduction is if the recipe calls for it.
I love it so much. It tastes so good. It's one of my favorites. Like I just love balsamic reduction. Like just put it like on a pizza or something. Like it's one of my favorite sauces.
Here's another question for you, and this is the part where it's starting to become a grim podcast because I'm getting to philosophical stuff here. Would you consider what you do an art form? Would you consider yourself an artist of sort?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Yeah, no, I thought about it a couple times myself. Because technically, because of the dishes I make, some people told me like, why don't you put it underneath like the art tags and all that stuff?
Cooking is definitely an art form, in my opinion.
So, and that brings up a question of like, because I know people define this differently, but what do you think makes it an art?
For me, it would be it's the fact that you put your feelings and heart into every dish you make.
Would you say that's true, Jay?
Honestly, yeah, I feel like yeah. Well, I mean, she's definitely right. That's definitely like a huge part of it. For me, it's mostly just because, I mean, unless you're like just a cook and you just throw food on a plate, but like if you like take the time to like elegantly like present it, it's just another form of just like edible art because you're like people eat
So
with their
would you
eyes.
say that you consider it like a form of meditation?
Yes,
Would you say
absolutely.
you get a spiritual experience from it?
Our freaking done. Yeah, absolutely,
I
absolutely, definitely.
mean,
10 out.
if certain foods can put you into a coma after eating it, hell yeah.
I mean, yeah, but so can certain drugs.
Oh my
Does that
god.
mean does that make dealers artists?
Oh my god.
I'm not the dealers. Let's just. This is turning into one hell of a subject. But yeah, I always just feel that cooking is. Oh, hello, Louie. Thank you very much for stopping by.
Louis, do you have any questions for our special guest?
We have the chef behind VTuber inspired dishes. Would you like to ask any questions, chat?
But there is another thing I just thought of. Would you say, like, or what would you say to any aspiring chef?
That's a sorry, that's a good question. So
Like, if you had to leave your legacy as a chef in the form of like wisdom to pass down, what would it be?
honestly, I would pretty much just tell him, you just keep doing it. Honestly, practice. Like practice makes perfect. Like that's something I really like harp on when it comes to like telling people because, like I said, it took me 3 years to learn how to cut an onion without cutting my hand. So if I went from like never being able to really cut an onion to like doing what I do now, even when I went to school for it and everything, and like working in a professional kitchen, like I never let anything and stop me. So I just continued to keep going. And if also, even if you can't get like what the traditional recipe says, like you can't follow a recipe, you're like terrible with doing a recipe, find your own way of doing it. Like creativity is part of the kitchen. Like a good thing about being a chef is that you have to express yourself.
So
You don't want to be like.
Would you agree
Yeah.
with Bob Ross then with the whole happy little accidents philosophy?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, be creative, be yourself, and don't be like a cookie cutter chef. Like follow your own path. like food is like an art of like self-expression.
Hmm.
It's amazing. But like that's still something I have a hard time wrapping my head around. Like what can let me give you an example. Like could you tell what emotion someone puts in their dish by tasting it?
Yes,
Yes, of course.
absolutely.
Really?
Sometimes
It's
when
it's
sometimes
that sensitive.
like you can tell someone is angry when cooking something just by the taste of certain foods. Sometimes it's like too salty and it's like you really are not in the right in a good mood, are you?
Yeah,
This is a very philosophical question. What is the taste of anger?
Salty.
she's definitely right. It's definitely salty for sure. That or
Strangely enough, I like salty things. Does that or
that
does
or
that
sour.
does that speak about my anxiety?
No, that speaks generally about how you're quick to anger.
So yeah, anxiety.
Like those who like sweet foods are generally very sweet people themselves. And I am a massive sweet tooth, so
And yet there's a lot of fruit you don't like.
yeah, I don't like eating a lot of fruits, but my favorite fruit is lychee. I love lychees. And mangosteen.
Ooh, ooh.
So in that case, what do you think is a sign of like being in a good headspace while cooking? And what is the tells? Is it just that it looks like it's sloppily put together? Is it just about adding too much or too little?
Sometimes putting too much on the plate is a sign of insecurity. Putting too little is also the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's always about putting just enough to show that that you're that to show what you want to show on the plate.
You know,
Yeah,
I feel like there's a potential for like a scientific paper on this.
maybe
Like
maybe when you go back to school for your psychology paper, they might actually have something like this. It's like
like
what
I might give credit to you too for this. Like, am I about to break grounds in medicine by coming up with a new form of therapy?
Oh, hello, Bryn. Well, there is such a thing called cooking therapy in certain countries.
I guess, but can you like psychoanalyze someone with cooking?
Yes,
absolutely.
like I said,
As for
people who are sweet tooths generally tend to be sweet people themselves. People who like salty foods are generally quick to anger. If you have bitter foods, they're generally not very nice people.
yep. For me, it's like a very telltale thing with like eating people's food. Like, I mean, it's not like I go to like a Chili's or something, but like, oh my gosh, this person's angry because it's just Chili's. They're all like generic food you just fry. But like, if someone like actually like legitimately like cooks me a meal, like usually besides like what she said along like presentation, like how much like expands on the plate, it's usually just like it's really weird to explain. It's kind of like how do I like if all the flavors blend well together and it's just like presented in a way look like you actually took time and like effort on the dish, then that's like a really good like headspace. But if it looks like really really rough, like usually
Alright.
that means you have some form of like anxiety because you know
Hmm.
it's the kitchen, you know you're gonna get yelled at and it's rushed.
Mm.
So here's another question for you. What was the most difficult thing you've ever had to make?
Mm.
What was your ultimate challenge?
Let's see. Beef Wellington.
Oh my
Pardon?
god, beef Wellington is definitely a very technical dish that you've got to make.
What is this? Because these are all terms I have like no concept of. I'm not a foodie.
So a technical dish is, well, exactly what it says. You gotta be very specific with what you gotta do, otherwise you ruin the whole thing.
And what precisely is beef Wellington? Obviously, it's got beef in it.
A beef Wellington is literally just a thing of beef. It's like a beef roast wrapped in a mushroom puree.
Duxelle.
Yeah, and then you wrap that up in is it puff pastry?
Yeah, it's usually puff pastry.
Yeah, you wrap it up in pastry and then you bake it. That's basically just what a beef Wellington is. The only thing is that you gotta. The reason why it's so technical is because you can easily overcook the steak. You can easily overcook the meat.
So in that case, is there like a dish that's so intimidating that you're afraid of trying it? Or is such a concept I
actually am afraid of making my own handmade pasta because I always worry that I'm just going to fuck it up.
Yeah, is the concept of being afraid to make a dish a thing, or is it just if it's bad, it's bad?
No, it's definitely a thing. There are some very, very intimidating dishes out there. I'd
So
probably
what
say
is the dish that you're too afraid of?
Honestly, it's only one thing, and that's croissants.
Oh yes, all the layers. You gotta laminate that bitch.
And you gotta keep it cold, otherwise the butter will melt into the dough and you won't get the flaky layers.
I wouldn't have expected them to be that hard to make.
It is actually. It's laminating.
That's very technical.
The process of laminating is what causes it to be so intimidating to a lot of chefs. You gotta what laminating is basically you just fold cold butter. It's gotta be cold. You fold cold butter into the pastry, and then you roll it out, and then you keep doing that. It could take you 6 hours just for the lamination process for some chefs.
Fucking hell!
You have to get. I think it's 27 layers.
Yeah. Yes.
No more, no less.
Rip.
That sounds very strict. That's like Neapolitan. That's Neapolitan pizza chef levels of strict.
It is. It is. No.
Actually, are you aware of like just how seriously Neapolitans take pizza?
Neapolitan pizza, I think it's like it has to be handmade and it has to be cooked in a stone oven.
So,
and then
it's basically like there's like an order of pizza chefs basically. In order to be certified by them, you have to make 500 perfect traditional pizzas in a row, and if you fail once, you have to start all over again.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, in France, in order to open a bakery, you have to make everything from scratch, and you cannot keep any leftover bread by the end of the day. You must give it away.
Interesting. I wonder why that's a thing.
Because everything at a French bakery must be fresh.
Why? Just because of the reputation?
Because the French are anal bitches. That's why.
Oh, speaking of pizza and being anal about food, pineapple.
Pineapple on pizza does not belong there. I will fight you.
Jay.
I like pineapple on pizza. It just can't be a lot.
I see.
Like it can't be like a crap. It can't be like a crap load of like pineapples. I see like mostly pineapple than it was pizza.
Oh my goodness. Are there any like parts of the world that you want to go to specifically for the food, Jay?
Korea.
Oh, that's an interesting one.
Yeah, I was
want to try there. Actually, where have you been in the world? Have you actually been in Italy?
I have not, but I have
They put
lived
salami on their pizzas instead of pepperoni.
salami. That's actually pretty cool.
I did not know that until I went there myself.
Yeah,
The only like country.
pepperoni is in fact an American invention.
Really?
Yes.
Well, at least I count that as at least one W for America, I guess.
Yes, Italian Americans invented pepperoni, and so that is
And
why
3 Canadians made Hawaiian pizza.
And don't forget, Canadians also were responsible for the Sphinx cat, everyone's favorite living ballsack.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Huh. I did not know that. By the way, have you tried poutine?
No, I have not.
Yeah, I
It's
have no idea what cheese curds are, but like I just
Oh,
made...
cheese heavily.
it's basically cheese, but in like a sort of like they meant like blobs of cheese, tiny blobs.
Okay.
It's like not processed into like a brick or a wheel.
Ow! Damn it, Ragni! Someone threw a banana at me.
Yeah, especially fried cheese curds. Oh man.
Oh, I love fried cheeses. Stop it. That reminds me, I have Korean corn dogs in my freezer. I'm gonna make some.
Ooh,
So
I
how
would
long
have
can you go for, Jay?
He's up.
Like,
Because I don't know if there's a time limit for these.
well, I usually go for between 1 to 2 hours.
Hmm.
So
How about you, Jay? Like, at what point do you have to like stop?
That's a good question. I just lost track of time. No, it's like like 10 minutes
okay.
before I had to go like grab dinner.
Okay.
I lost track of time. I was having too much fun.
Oh, well, thank you very much for that compliment, Jay. It certainly was a peach having you here. A lot of people
Yeah, I definitely learned a lot of interesting things.
Oh,
did you
sorry,
know
Dan.
that chicken Alfredo is also an American invention?
I found that out recently. It's yeah, I was like, what? Really?
Yes, if you actually ask a real Italian, they get pissed at you. It's like, that is an American invention, how dare!
Wait, really?
Yes.
I mean, it doesn't sound that blasphemous.
I don't know why. Ow!
Like, is it just because
I'm not
is it just because breaded chicken?
It's mainly, I guess it's because of the fact that they just don't want to get confused. They don't want to get that confused. Oh, I'm doing alright, and yeah, Ren, I'm not a Pokemon, so don't stop God, people keep throwing Pokeballs at me.
It was
I don't know. You're cute enough to be a Pokemon.
Well, at least you don't do what Lulu does, where he's like, well, but you're still a catch. Jeez.
Enough.
I like that one.
Yeah, I think one place for me that I would love to go to for the food, would have to be either Japan or Italy.
Yeah, I do want to go back to Italy again. I didn't have enough time to try out all the food. And holy shit, the gelato.
Again, gelato has its own like very technical system. You have to be a proper gelato shop to be able to sell it. I found that out. I actually found that out last year. when trying to buy it from the grocery store. It's like, no, you can't actually sell gelato in a grocery store. It has to be sold from a proper shop because it has a lot of things needed for it to be proper gelato. I'm like, well, that's new.
Yeah, I learned that like gelato has apparently ice cream itself has to be at least 50% air, and I did not know that.
Well,
And
yeah.
gelato is even more air.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Of course, then we have the nitro cream. Oh my god, I love that. For
Yes.
those who don't know, nitro cream is literally just like the creme anglaise or the ice cream, the cream part of it. But you use liquid nitrogen to freeze it.
Yeah.
Science meets cooking.
Yes. Love that.
Just, it's freaking amazing watching it. It's too bad that my favorite nitro shop shut down.
Also, good on you for doing creme anglaise.
Yeah, a lot of people stare at me and go, what? That's literally the cream component of ice cream!
Oh, right. Sorry to answer your question earlier. Yeah, no, the only country I've been to Japan before.
Ooh, Japan. Yes, everyone loves Japan. My siblings
Yeah,
been there.
I had visited like Okinawa.
Ooh. Did you what was your favorite dish from Japan then?
Definitely the Japanese curry for sure. Like I hold that dear to my heart. Like that's my favorite food in the world.
Japanese curry is one of my favorites as well.
I think I might have had curry once, and at that moment I decided never again.
Oh, come on!
You have to go back. You have to Japanese curry. You can't. You just have to.
That
Like,
it's a
and it's not because
it's
it's
a
not simply spicy. It felt maybe it was just bad curry, but it felt like chemicals.
yeah, that's bad curry.
That is terrible curry.
I mean, I don't know. It could be like a cilantro thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, if you want proper Japanese curry, I'm gonna make it for you. I am going to make it for you.
That or this place called like Coco Ichibanya. There's that place too. I went there all the time. There's a couple restaurants around the world.
Oh, the Ichiban ramen restaurant. I want to go there, where it's like just that private ramen experience. That sounds so cool. Of course, then I also want to go to LA because there's this one restaurant where you can dine in your underwear and in the dark. I want to
Why
try
is LA
that.
so fucking weird? Why is LA so fucking weird?
Oh, come on now. Wouldn't you want to try that as well, Grim?
No, because it means I'd have it means I'd have to go to California. And I would rather go to Palestine.
Oh, here I thought you would say you'd rather go to Australia than go to California. Fine.
Rip.
I mean I would as well. Well, okay. Yeah, you know what? No, Australia's better.
Down with Cali. Okay, Ryujin.
Yeah, California is definitely freaking expensive, and the traffic is terrible.
I mean, I come from Thailand, where the traffic in Bangkok is the worst. All right. I think now's as good a time as any. Thank you all so much for joining us today at the estate, and thank you so much, Jay, for joining us today. It was absolutely wonderful having you here.
This was indeed very stimulating.
Yes. please do go and give Jay a follow on Twitter. He certainly deserves the follows. And let us raid out to my good friend Yorton here. So.
Oh, so that's how you did a raid. That's pretty cool.
Yep. I just have to spell his name correctly. Why me? Alright. So, arigatou gozaimashita minna, go shushin-sama, and everyone in between. Thank you all so much for joining me on my Welcome to the Hayami Estate stream today. And until next time, I hope to see you all next time. Until then, abayo ne!